In this live coding session, I'm continuing to use augmented coding to do refactoring, except when Xcode, on those rare instances when Xcode can do a deterministic automated refactoring for us. Then I'll use Xcode. But otherwise, trying to learn to use Cursor, in my case, for this work. Hey, and it worked pretty well. Check it out. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome to the Quality Coding live stream. All live, all raw, all the mistakes, all slowly so you can't speed it up unless you're watching after the fact, which makes it nice so that you can, set the playback speed to 2x and get less of this stuttering and pausing and thinking. Hey, Mudshark and M. Calms, good to have you both. Other folks will probably join later. For those who are watching after the fact on YouTube or on Twitch, hi, I'm John. I am a coach and a developer. Oh, thank you. Yay. And let's see. That's my book for those who are interested. This is where to find me for those who are interested, depending on what spaces you like to occupy. We had a interesting session last time. Really, I think it was so interesting that I'm probably going to promote that recording. Normally I don't promote these live sessions because they're kind of random and we have fun chit-chatting and stuff. But the idea that because of Xcode's sad limitations, that automated refactoring has not been really mostly absent in Xcode, even though it's been a thing for multiple decades now, which is a tough thing to say, that we now have other options, that agentic AI can be a tool provided you are doing TDD or have a robust set of tests. So that was a lot of fun to lean into. It does feel a little slow. I think especially learning to use Cursor feels a little slow, mostly because I'm used to staying in Xcode for the sake of speed and using other IDEs, Cursor, what have you, GitHub Copilot Chat, not so much. Anyway, I'm still more familiar with Xcode navigation in Xcode. And so maybe today I should try to stick in one IDE instead of going back and forth. And it does become especially awkward when Cursor wants to make changes and it's like, have you approved my changes or not? Even though we already have, or we've done other things. Let's see, we did some renaming to simpler domain ideas. That was a nice contribution by Bill Wake last time to say that name could be much simpler. There was the cost of hand verifying AI refactoring. I've been, the only reason we need to do hand verification. Oh, right. That's going over and looking at what it did. I suppose it's not just a matter of do the tests pass. It's a matter of do the tests pass and is this what I want? So there is a cost to keep in mind there. We did have to give it a clue that we were refactoring because it was eager to do TDD because of Kent Beck's rules. Let me start with a new test. And it's like, no. So if we think of extreme programming as this is unfair because all in the end it comes down to human judgments all the time. But if you think of it roughly as a state machine that determines what things are possible depending on what state you're in, we need to tell it we are in this state. We used Llewellyn Falco's trick of giving the LLM an emoji, say respond with this emoji whenever you say anything, as a important visual clue of whether we've run out of our context window or not. Now, last night, I started working on a new a script for a new video. The next video, or the next video I'm making in my actual curated TDD with SwiftUI series, and going back and forth, do this, do that, and all of a sudden it lost its mind because I had kept a long-running conversation going across many previous videos and scripts, and all of a sudden it was talking. I said, I was working on the outline. I'm like, okay, now give me the full outline. And it was referring to something, a video from weeks ago that I already published and was done with. And I couldn't bring it back. So that was my first time to experience what it's like to blow outside there's got to be a good word, to blow the context window, to shatter it. So that was interesting. We used cursor rule files, also had it do commits. So if we want to stick with cursor today, I think I'll have to give up my nice TCR thing. Unless I get, nah. Let's let the thing drive. Okay, what are we doing? In Mastermind, where we are working on multiple guesses and needing feedback pegs per round. We got it all working, and there's a question about cleanup around current guess. So let's start there. How do I search for stuff? There we go. At least there is something. Sorry, still having a little trouble finding my way around. We've got rounds, and we should be able to ask. This is why I want to use Xcode so badly, is I'm trying to control click on this to go to it, but it's not the same. Guess I can go like that. Okay, here's rounds with the notion of a current round. The notion is there, the idea that there is a current round, which is round 0. That looks fine. I wonder what it was. Current guess? That seems like current round to me. I wonder if I meant current guess. Yeah, it was law of Demeter stuff, I think. Let's have a look at some of this stuff. Game current guess. Current round, it's messy. So we've got current guess, which is just the round. So current round is just a number. So really that needs to be round number. I think. And this needs to be current round. Okay, I want to do some renaming, but I don't want Cursor to do it for me. The LLM. Because this is non-determinist. We can use deterministic stuff that Xcode provides. So let's rename this to round number. Wait a second. I think I might have done the wrong. I'm used to doing this refactoring these days a lot at work, which is just change it within the scope of the current file, which is not what we want. But I do that a lot because working in a giant project, doing an actual rename can be painful when I know it's a local definition, but this is not. Let's do it proper like. That's all it pulls up? Well, all right. Okay. Rename to round number. And now this can become current round. We've not implemented what? Ooh, look at this one. Yeah. Apparently it's only there as an idea. So inside of game is a forwarding current guess. Let's see where this is used. I say, I'm going to stick in one IDE, and then I proceed to come here. Rename is one of the few things that we can do. Rename. There was something funny I just saw there. We're passing in. Oh, that's the round number. That's not the current round number. Shoot. This should be the current round number. But nothing is using it. I'm going to rename it anyway. Each round should have its own number, right? Okay, with that, I want to ask a question of this thing. Say, in game screen, you see any law of Demeter violations? Line 18. Will this take us right there? It does. Good. This is where we're iterating over the rounds. So it may not be the right place to clean up yet. Gosh, I wish I don't really remember what all we had. And let's see, this one, game rounds. Code choices. Okay, so the code choices, that's the, here. These are the code choices here. And it needs to know what the current round is so that it can provide, well, so that it can fill in the right row. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too tangled up, and we'll find the other things. Well, let's look at the other things it has. Game secret. This is interesting that it could do this, and it suggests that game secret is accessing an internal property, and maybe that's not a great thing. So at least we know it can find things pretty well, including one that technically isn't, but is a good thing to keep an eye on. So I want to note that. Guide us to. You pass in both the game and feedback pegs you extract. Let's see here. Pass in both game and feedback pegs that you extract from game to round view. Could round view get the pegs directly from the game, perhaps? So when the pegs, so we're passing in the game. Oh, I see. Now that feedback pegs, which used to live out at this level, couldn't it just get it from the game? It could if it knew what round it was. Because so far we're doing one round. Why don't we? I think that's a good place to focus, and I feel like everything is converging to this many of one change that we've been working on for some time now. So why don't we keep going with many of one and see if then do your suggestion. So if we pass in the round, oh, we are passing in the round number. Well, then I'm a dork. We shouldn't need to do this. Yeah. Let's ask and see what it will do, or is that lazy? Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm finding AI augmented coding to be helpful in my real work. The other day, I was given a bug to fix and wasn't sure where it would be, so I asked it, and the darn thing found it and identified the fix immediately, and I was pretty impressed. The problem with using where I feel torn is I need to use, or I want to use AI more to learn how to use AI. I don't want to use it for everything because, as we are learning, it makes us stupider, right? My intuition about what's going on with round view goes down. Let's have a look at round view. It has the round number and the game, and that should be enough. The feedback pegs, it should be able to determine on its own without having them passed in. It could hold on to them, or it can all it has to do is pass in the right feedback pegs here. Yeah, it was probably just a step of moving the feedback pegs. So I think it's completely unnecessary now. So let's see what it'll do. In round view, oh, we need to tell it. We are refactoring, not changing behavior. Step 1. In round view, line 17, the feedback pegs come from, hey Marcus, we can get the feedback pegs from game. Do so without changing the initializer signature yet. We will clean that up as a second step. And Here's another thing I'm starting to learn. Don't make the change yet. Show me the plan. The thing with agentic AI is, it wants to go off and do stuff, which is great. This is a way to put the brakes on and say, before you just run off and do stuff. Let's see. Yep, so it figured out where it comes from. Keep it on keep the feedback pegs even though it's no longer needed. This is a structural change. It's using Kent's terms there. Removes the dependency, uses the game object, maintains, yep. Okay. Do it. Run tests to confirm. I forgot. I probably need to figure out what shell. It's probably just a Z shell thing. I normally use fish shell. Find. There we go. Oh, and let's see what it did. Game current round. Yeah. A little slow on the first run. Hopefully subsequent tests will speed up. I had warmed up Xcode already by running tests before starting the stream, but not here. Yeah, fish, that's the problem with it, is that it takes some gaming. There are certain things that don't play well with other things. But I for me, the benefits outweigh those drawbacks. What is it doing? Oh, it's still trying to figure out how to run the tests. There we go. Yep. Uh, uh, commit and push. There it goes. Okay. All right. The next step probably be easier to do over here. We've got game current round. A round view should know what round it is, and it's doing this thing. Maybe it is easier if I pull this out. And instead, it should do game rounds. Yeah. Rounds is its own type. Yes, sir. We do need that. What will it do? Let's ask it what it will do. Yeah. I should keep this test, these rules open all the time, I think. Round view has multiple references. Can't we remove feedback pegs from round view, or are they still needed? We should be able to do it right now. Remove the unneeded feedback pegs param. Okay, I should let it do its thing. It's still going. This is the thing I like about the new world is the repeated tries that it's moving in small steps and then looking at stuff and trying it. And there it found something else it needs to clean up. Update test code. All right, let's review. Getting rid of these, that's good. Next file, not passing it in, that's good. Next file, and this is the make SUT, now becomes simpler. Oh, this is where make SUT, oh, we're only using it twice, but still it's helping us because we don't have to change it multiple times. By sticking with make SUT as our helper, we only change it in one place. All right. Not bad. Here's our summary. I removed the parameter. Things are simpler. Tests pass. It cleans up the law of Demeter. And it uses the correct notation for Arlo's commit style. Nice. All right, what's next? Here, now let's come back here and say, instead of this, I really want a new method. add a new method to rounds that takes a index to return the given round. Use it instead of game current round. Let's see what it does. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, stop, stop. Once again, it doesn't realize that this is refactoring. Round at index. We'll rename it later. And it crashed. What is CodeGuessView doing with round number? CodeGuessView? Not sure which. Here, while it's doing its thing. Ah. Yep, you got it right. So it looks like it is the way to access it and the label beside it. Let's see how cursor is doing. I'll rename it, but for now, let's keep it. Where isn't anything calling it? Nothing is using it yet. Yes, it should be able to ask the round for the number. You're just, as usual, ahead of me, which is great. This is how team programming works. Now use it instead of game current round. Passing in round number. Wait. Was round number in fact 1 based? Apparently so. Oh, it's having some trouble. Problem is that when we test with round 2, we're trying to access round at 1, but the game only has 1 round. So I have some different things here. What's it trying to do now? Round view should always use game current round regardless of... Okay, we're bumping up into round number management. Mudshark called it. This is done. Have round manage its own number. That's something we can do. Well, let's see. What changes did it make? Whoops. Go away. Oh, it's showing me the changes in a different... I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. It's showing me the changes side by side. It's not bad, but that's not how I'm used to seeing it. I thought we already got rid of feedback pegs. Sorry for the awkwardness. This, again, is me pressing through to try to learn a new IDE, or one that's new to me. You can tell I don't use VS Code, since this is ultimately a wrapper around VS Code. I don't use it very much. Yes, if I look at each... I'm not sure what I'm reviewing here, because this seems like it has changes across multiple things. Oh, that's all it did. It changed current round. Okay. It changed current round into a forwarding, a delegating method. That's good. Let's accept that. That was in rounds. Current round delegates to round at, which I don't like the name of, but it's good enough. Okay, so I'm now back in cursor. Replace calls to Let's try that. There's this whole awkwardness between the round number being human one based and the index being 0 based that is biting us. I feel like it would be better to stick with a 0 based index for everything except the final. Like now we want to deal with a human. Did it run tests? I've never done Lua. Is Lua, does it have a different indexing? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to do this here because it's faster. Use rounds at instead of current round. And now, hopefully there's nothing calling this. Oh, there is. What the heck? I thought... Did I think wrong? I thought I told it to get rid of this. I pushed the changes. Keep converting current round calls to round at. We're getting there. Hopefully it can figure out how to do this without me referencing the specific rules anymore. Yep, it did. The other thing I want to do, maybe even before this, is use 0 based index except for human facing stuff. I didn't know there were languages like that. And I certainly didn't know that about Lua. Wild. All right, this looks like dead code. And this is probably dead code. You know, if it builds, it was fine. So this is a low risk. Okay, I don't like this signature. Let's make it unnamed. Rename external. Let's change signature to unnamed. Okay, now let's ask it to converge on zero-based. Now use zero-based, or are we, where are we using one-based indexing? Okay, then let's say change to zero-based, adding one when it is in the accessibility identifier or user visible, user facing. Curious what this will clean up. Let it do its thing, John, because it does multiple rounds. So I shouldn't, you know, review, even though it's showing this to me right now and saying review it, but it's still working. Oh, wait. Okay, I figured out. I made a change without telling it. But it figured it out. A nicer C that doesn't bite you. Ah, C. Anyone miss Objective-C? Sometimes I do. But maybe it's mainly around the tooling and the simplicity of the language. I feel like, oh, you do. Nice. I feel like Swift has gotten out of hand as far as like complexity goes. Even Chris Latner has commented on this. So if he says it, then it's got to be right, right? It's still trying to figure some stuff out here. Yeah. This is interesting, and I like this. Let me revert this change and basically try again. You know, oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say, I'm sorry, concurrency wasn't that much of a problem before, but I see what you're saying. It's that concurrency has added complexity. I do feel like in the name of, in this pursuit of making things, if it compiles, it's safe. I feel like that's gotten way out of hand. On the other hand, folks who don't use TDD don't live with the benefit, usually, of having really high confidence in tests. At work, I don't know about you, Marcus, because I don't know the section you work in, but probably shouldn't say anything. That's enough of that. Well, if we want to talk about, if we want to talk work, we should keep it on the lowdown. All right, let's review what it's done. This is what I expected. Kind of a round number +1 and appearing in two places, which is awkward, but that's what I expect, and I expect most everything else to be straightforward. 0 to 0 makes sense. And making the SUT. Shows round number 1. Okay. Cool. I am glad, speaking of Swift concurrency, to see that after the kind of the initial rollout of Swift 6, and even though they made it soft, that you opt in, people started to freak out about the cost of that change. I think feeling that it's inevitable, we'll have to go that way eventually. That now they figured out, oh, okay, we've got a softer, even softer way. If we, I forget the keywords, but the basic idea is, you know what? You're just going to stay. Most code just uses the regular main thread for most stuff, except when it doesn't. So what if we assume that that's the case? And that seems to help a lot. I haven't experienced it yet. All right. Let's commit and push. Someday we'll have multiple rounds. We are about at time. So that's done. We'll come back maybe and try to let a round manage itself. As far as like, I'm round to this. Cool. Let's review. What did we do? What did I learn? It's not cursor exactly. It's VS Code. Apparently it did. Yeah, I'm clean there. There it is. I kind of like having it write the the commit messages. Pretty nice. Navigation still feels awkward to me. It just does. But maybe I can learn that. That's a nice thing. Looks good. Continuing to lean into this for making changes. We are not doing any TDD yet. It's just refactoring, but it's good that this learning from last time, say, look, we are refactoring, seems to work. Kent's rules, I don't know if they're helping, just because it spouts them back at me. But saying this is refactoring, maybe in combination with Kent's rules, seems to help. Testing, unfortunately, Xcode build test is still slower than just running tests straight in here. You know, boom. This should go boom, 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 and it's done. Yeah. What else did we learn? What else did we do? Other stuff. I did have it do commit and push. So that's okay. All right. I think that's about it for today. Thanks for joining. And what else? Oh, the usual thing for anybody who's watched this far after the fact, pat yourself on the back. Thank you for joining along in this journey, and definitely do, give it a thumbs up or a subscribe or whatever. Oh shoot, thanks. Let me need to update seashell path. Yes, I need to do that. I will do that as soon as we're done. That'll make life easier. Anyway, I was saying, for folks who are watching after the fact, like, subscribe, comment. I like comments better than just seeing numbers. My vast numbers. My very low numbers. But I'm really grateful for the folks who come along for the ride, both in person and after the fact. So it's good to have you. Thanks for joining. I will see you again. Come back next week. Take care. Bye-bye.